Hey everyone. So how do you clean hybrid flooring? Well, it's very easy. Very easy, yes and no. You have to pick the right hybrid firstly. I want to talk about within our next generation hybrid, the texture. So this is called an embossing. This is the wear layer on top that gives you, when you look down the light, you can see some ripples and see some texture, touch it with your fingertips, you can feel it. So most boards have a product called BP embossing. It's a registered emboss, and essentially it's a stamp that goes down on top of the board material itself, and it's supposed to give it this realistic feel. And if you were to run your fingernails horizontally across the top of the board, and if your fingernails were to catch on any of those little grooves, they act like a million little grout lines. So that particular variation of texture is impossible to keep clean. When your eyes have been open to it, you might see in like a commercial environment, like within a shopping center, you look at the flooring and there's like these little black streaks all through it. That's dirt holding in that particular board. So if you are wanting to clean a hybrid board and you have that, you're pretty much screwed. It's nearly impossible to keep clean. You've actually got to scrub up and down the linear length of the board. Very, very hard. So with the Luxfeel Air, the next generation hybrid that we do, we developed a groove. We call it hand scraped. So it's a rounded texture. It's going to give you this sort of realistic feel, but not so much then it's counterintuitive. And with that there, it's much, much easier to keep clean. I have it in my own home, got a couple kids, animals, and it's fantastic to clean. So if we were to think about the very first time you're going to clean your hybrid board is when it's been installed. When it's been installed there in your home, this is the dirtiest it's pretty much ever going to be. Comes out of a factory, becomes a construction site. So there's a lot of like dust, builder's grime. There's a little bit of, bit of everything down the floor. First thing is a big sweep. Sweep all the loose particulate up, give it a vacuum. That's stage 2. Stage 3 is a full heavy wet mop. And the second time mopping again, what I do is I wet mop again, and then I use a big towel and use a towel to sort of dry it up, and it kind of scrubs and cleans. That brings it back up. We can use a natural base cleaner, so something that's like not heavy chemically based, because you don't want a super heavy chemical go down your floor. So there's 1,000 different variations of floor cleaner that are classed as natural floor cleaners. Just move towards them. Then as the upkeep and maintenance side of things, there's a spot clean. So you can use a little bit of terps with a spot clean, because like for example, if you're doing a professional installation, they'll use a builder's pencil to mark things out, get a little bit of terps and scrub at that. You can get a little bit vigorous with it. It's not going to hurt the flooring. Give it a bit of extra elbow grease to give it a scrub and clean it back up. You're not going to hurt the flooring. That's the plus side about it is. So then the continual maintenance, what we do personally is I've got these, they're almost like 1 meter wide, and they look like orange felt noodles. And they are like in between a duster and a broom. So we just sweep around, picks up all the loose particulate, vacuum that little bit up, and give it a mop. So we'll do that, sweep a couple times a week, and then the wet mop. The plus side about it is because the flooring is 100% waterproof, you can wet mop it without an issue. If you have a laminate board, they're no good. You can't wet mop them. So this is where the waterproof nature of the flooring really comes to the head and becomes super relevant, is through the cleaning process. And then one other thing for hygiene, like in the bathrooms, we actually use a little steam mop, not like a heavy duty commercial steam mop, just to keep it nice and hygienic around the bathrooms, the loo and stuff like that. We use a bit of a steam mop there just for a bit of a hygiene process as a little value add. We wouldn't do the steam mop throughout the entire home. This is just like from a hygienist perspective, a little bit in the kitchen as well. And then it comes up looking beautiful for many years. We'll talk to you again soon.